Lila's backyard was her sanctuary. The soft clucks of her 5 hens, Daisy, Clover, and the rest had been her lifeline since her anxiety diagnosis. Certified as therapy animals, they grounded her, their gentle presence a balm for panic attacks. Her small suburban home, tucked in a quiet HOA-governed neighborhood, felt complete with their coop. Neighbors often smiled at the hens' quirky antics, and kids would peek over the fence, giggling. Lila thought she'd found peace. Trouble began when Karen moved in next door. The new HOA president, Karen strutted through the neighborhood like a self-appointed queen, clipboard in hand, citing violations with glee. Her hawkish eyes zeroed in on Lila's coop. "Chickens? In my community?" she'd scoffed, loud enough for Lila to hear through the fence. Notes started appearing in Lila's mailbox, formal HOA warnings demanding the hens' removal, claiming they violated aesthetic standards. Lila's heart sank. She tried explaining their therapeutic role, showing Karen the certification papers, but Karen waved them off. "Rules are rules," she snapped, her voice dripping with disdain. The conflict escalated at the next HOA meeting. Karen, in a pressed blazer, stood at the podium, rallying neighbors against Lila's filthy pets. She painted a picture of plummeting property values, conjuring images of a barnyard apocalypse. Lila, trembling, stood to speak, clutching her therapy animal documents. "These hens help me breathe," she said, voice cracking. "They're not just pets, they're medicine." A few neighbors nodded, but Karen cut her off, banging her gavel. "No exceptions," she barked. Whispers spread. The room divided. Lila left in tears, feeling her sanctuary unraveling. The high noon showdown came days later. Karen stormed into Lila's backyard, uninvited, wielding a final eviction notice for the hens. "You have 48 hours or I'm calling animal control," she shouted, oblivious to the neighbors watching from their porches. Lila stood her ground, heart pounding. "They're certified therapy animals, Karen. You can't do this." Karen laughed, tossing the notice at Lila's feet. The hens, sensing the tension, flapped wildly, scattering feathers. Lila's neighbor, Mr. Thompson, a quiet retiree, stepped forward. He'd been researching. "Karen, you didn't read the fine print. Therapy animals are exempt under state law." The crowd murmured. Karen's face reddened, but she doubled down, threatening legal action. The tide turned swiftly. Mr. Thompson had rallied neighbors, uncovering Karen's pattern of bullying, fining one for a garish mailbox, harassing another over a child's chalk art. Armed with evidence, they filed a formal complaint with the HOA board. At the emergency meeting, Karen's reign crumbled. The board, citing her overreach and ignorance of exemptions, voted her out. Lila's hens were safe. Karen, humiliated, sold her house weeks later, unable to face the neighbors she'd alienated. Lila's backyard bloomed again, her hens clucking peacefully. Justice prevailed, but the sting of Karen's cruelty lingered. Lila learned the power of community and the cost of unchecked authority. What do you think? Was Karen's downfall fair, or did the neighborhood go too far? Share your thoughts on justice and community conflicts.